Hello, guys, and I'm super excited to talk to you guys about stories, both in your life stories, but also on Instagram stories. And then just the invite process and how I tackle the invite process, and this can vary person to person. But I've been doing this 2.5 years, and my invite process has been working very well for me. Um, I've probably hit Success Club 20 consecutively over the last 2 years. So I would say that my invite process works well. And if you're in this group, you're pushing for at least Success Club 6, and that's just 3 people, right? And maybe you're in here because you want to level up, and that's an awesome place to be too. So let's start with just stories in general. So stories, the reason why it's so important to tell your story is because it shows your personality. If I were just to post stock photos or graphics of inviting to my challenge group every single day, or my story, and I just wrote it out on my Instagram, every single day I just wrote my story and posted a photo, it wouldn't be the exact same as if I were to vocalize and tell my story using my emotion. You see so much more power in that story. And that story can be going to the grocery store and slipping and falling, or that can be going to the outlet mall and getting some great deals. Your story doesn't have to be just your fitness story. And that makes you more relatable when you tie in other aspects of your life. Because nobody wants to just be a Beachbody coach. Nobody wants this to be their only thing that's going for them. They want to be a part of your community because you're relatable, you're fun to be around, you're motivating in all aspects of life, not just fitness. And so stories tell that personality, and they add emotion, engage your audience. So if you are telling your story, which you should be in your post every once in a while, at least once a week, telling some part of your story. And that means not the same exact story day after day after day. And I would get into this rut where I would be telling my story of how I got started and how I got started and how I got started, instead of today's story or what happened this last week mentally in my brain or in my physical journey. And it doesn't have to be your life story every time we say tell your story, right? Have some type of story that's going on in your life that's relatable, and then share that. Make it real and raw, and tie in the emotions of how that makes you feel, because that's going to relate way, way, way more than just saying, here's my challenge group, here's my challenge group. And that's sometimes why we're not seeing success in this fitness journey, is that we're only being one-sided, and you have to be multi-passionate in all different aspects, because that, like I just said, is way more relatable than someone that is a full-time Beachbody coach. That's all they do. They live, breathe, and become that. Because nobody wants to be that, right? So in a way that we can use this on our Instagram stories is they're meant to open up your voice. And so you can do live videos of telling your story, but I really enjoy telling stories just on my Instagram stories. It doesn't have to be an IGTV story. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but just 4 clips on my Instagram is plenty when you're telling a story. And some of us will just go and go and go and go and go. And to me, as your audience, I just click straight through that because I don't have time to sit there and listen unless it's some crazy story about your dog or something is happening in your life. I'm not going to listen to your challenge group for more than 4 slides, because that is just about a minute is 4 slides, and I don't have more than a minute to spend on your page. So you got to get that info out there and tell that story in 4 little clips at the bottom, okay? So I have a lot of my girls have this problem of opening up their voice on their stories. They would love to just be able to post pretty graphics, a call to action to their group. And I'm not saying that's wrong, because I do both. But every single day, you have to talk on your story, personally inviting that person to your group. Because if you're just doing one-sided graphics, they don't know if you actually are confident in what you have to offer. You can hide behind a screen all day. But if I talk about my group and I'm this confident and I'm not I have this group, I don't know, maybe you'd be interested, that is so hesitant and held back. But if I'm confident AF about what I have to offer and I go out that and I speak about it publicly, that just shows my credibility in this business. And I need you guys, and that's going to be one of our call to actions today for this group, and your challenge of the day is to go on your stories in 4 slides, share what you are inviting to hit this at the end of the, before the end of the month. Because what if Instagram goes down on February 29th and you waited till February 29th for that one person that said they're going to sign up to be your last person? Do not wait for that person. You got to make it happen today, no matter what, because we all have 3 people in our life that need this opportunity. Do not think about the saturated market. It's only going to ruin your mindset. Sorry, tangent. But, so open up your voice every single day. And I really, in that, you have to caption what you're talking about in those 4 little clips. Because there's 80%, it's a study, but 80% of people that watch your Instagram story watch it with the sound off. And that's not to say that I don't want you, like, well, then why would I even go and talk about it? But they're seeing your voice, and then they'll see the caption, like, I have $10 off, or enrollment starts right now, not tomorrow, or, like, just some type of urgency you're talking about. People are going to be like, oh, maybe after work I'll go and click on that. Or I'm going to go watch it again with the sound on. But sometimes we're at work, or we're in a classroom, or we're somewhere where we can't just have the sound on while we're watching Instagram stories, probably because we shouldn't be watching Instagram stories, right? But we do it anyways. And if we have the sound off, nobody knows what you're talking about if you don't put some type of subtitle at the bottom of each video clip. It is crucial. So many people do this. They go on tangents and they're telling an awesome, impactful story, but I'm not going to watch it because 1, your lighting sucks. 2, it's grainy. 3, I have no idea what you're talking about, and is it even worth my time? So you got to be diligent in what your story is telling and how you're telling that story. And then after, like, that day, how I kind of format this all goes into my invite process, but how I do my story to my invite process is every morning I wake up, energize video. Then I do some part of my PD, and then I share my affirmation card, and then I do my workout, and I share 4 clips of my workout with some type of motivational at the bottom of each of those. Last one has a poll if they want to join. After that, I get on, and you can see this later. I'll post, if you guys aren't following me, it's healthy _ Maddie. And you can see this. I do it every day. But after that, I open up and I talk about what my challenge group is. And if they want to get started, just drop their email below or tap this poll and I will send you information, right? So I'm having that call to action early in the morning because maybe those people are morning risers or they're laying in bed wishing that they could have worked out before work, but they're waiting till the last minute to get up. Then I have that call to action. I go through the day. Later in the afternoon, I'll do a graphical call to action, which means it's a story that I'm telling within Instagram stories that are graphics. It's not me talking. So you are pulling to both types of audiences. You have the audience that wants to hear you and see that confidence. And then there's the audience that wants those pretty graphics and to see that story unravel as they click through your Instagram. Okay, then you're going to do another call to action, a poll or a Dropbox or a slide bar or something, so you have those people, okay? So you have the 2 different things. And these, right now I'm talking about challenge group or coach invites or those types of things, but your call to actions could be like you went shopping and you want some opinions on how they should, or like what items you should keep and what items to return. Maybe you do meal prep and you do it in the same way. Do you want to try my meal plan after, right? That's a call to action. Maybe you're doing a recipe or you're unboxing something you just got from Beachbody or you're unboxing HelloFresh or you're talking about your challenge group or you're talking about your coach info session. And something that I don't think people talk about enough, especially new coaches, is what coach opportunity actually means or what a challenge group actually you get. Because we're like, well, I can't say Beachbody, and I do not want you to say Beachbody, but I want you to explain it. Don't be so scared of what you have in this tool belt that we can share with people. Like when I talk about my coach info group, I have a group of women that are changing their own life so that they can change others' lives and then get compensated for that and be a stay-at-home mom or be able to have some more financial freedom. That's what I talk about. And I don't talk about like, oh, it's this like opportunity where you can like get, discounts. Like, don't be shy about it. Go be bold because that's where people want to join. They want to join the confident, bold people that are going to go out there and not be scared. If you're scared, they're going to be scared and they're never going to start. Okay? So those are Instagram story ideas. And then the invite process. So I invite directly off of my Instagram stories. So if you're not posting Instagram stories that have a call to action, workout videos, and something to add value to their life besides just joining your group, you're doing it wrong. You are not posting enough, and it's going to be very hard to keep your audience on your Instagram stories. But if you are doing those things, that's where I'm going to start inviting. Some days I'll invite from my post, people that like my post, but more often than not, I have over 500 people watching my Instagram stories and maybe 150 to 200 that like my post. So the mass is in the numbers here, and they're showing up every single day. These people sometimes change, right? So looking at your Instagram stories, I like to scroll all the way to the bottom because usually the top ones are my coaches or friends that I've already got started. And that's okay. It doesn't matter. But I want you to go to the bottom and start from the bottom up and go through every single person. Maybe you don't make it through a day. Maybe you don't make it in one sitting. But throughout that day, you're going through those people and finding which ones you can invite. So how I do this quickly is I use one invite for that entire day. I don't switch it up based on each person because that takes time, and mass is in the numbers, especially right now in this crunch of the end of the month. You don't have time on your hands, right? Time is against you, and you got to keep moving. So I use that same invite throughout the entire day, and it should go fast. It shouldn't take you more than 20-30 minutes to get through that whole entire list because it's click, haven't invited them, send invite. Click, haven't invited them, send invite. Oh, cool, invite them, right? It doesn't have to take a lot of brain power to make this happen. And then since they're already watching your Instagram stories where you explain what your challenge group is, they have an idea already. So they're watching it, so they must have some sort of idea. Maybe it's not resonating specifically in their head, so that's why you come in and you directly invite them to make them feel like they can be a part of this group. And then from that, they're going to be like, oh, actually, yeah, I've seen that, like, what is it? And obviously you're not going to get a yes every single time, but this is ideal, right? So like, yeah, I've been kind of interested, but I would like more info. And then I send one message that has all the deets, and I will put that in our thread as well. But I used to go back and forth. So you can do email or you can just keep it in Instagram Messenger. I like email because I can save them, add them to my newsletter. But when, like I said, time is against you right now, you don't have time to wait. And sometimes email takes a lot longer for them to go to their email, check their email, respond to their email, ask questions. Whereas if it's on Instagram DMs, it's a constant convo that's going to keep going. So no way is right or wrong, but it just really depends on where you're at in the month and when you need to have crunch time and when you have some time on your side for them to really decide. And so I always end up getting their email anyways, because if they say yes to that info, that they're like, oh yeah, I'm actually interested, I send them my Google form that has them pick out their pack, tells me which flavor Shakeology, if they want a discount, they want vegan, whatever it is. So it gives them those options. So I don't have to go through the messages every single time asking them all these things. They just fill out the form. It has their Instagram login. It has their Instagram username, their email, everything I need to make their share cart. Once they fill that out, there's no not going to fill out the share cart because they already know how much the price is. You're not hiding anything. It's all done. They see it. They click it. They press submit. That's how my rate has gone up so much, because before I'd be so scared to ask certain questions and I would just hesitate, and then they felt like I was scamming them because I wasn't being completely honest. But with the Google form, it saves so much time. You just go through it, put it on share cart, send the cart, and you're good to go, okay? So that's my invite process. I will send you guys some of the scripts I use, but be real, right? You don't go to a restaurant and ask them hey, how can I share this with my friends? Do you have a script that I can share of how they should come here and what the type of food is? No, you just tell them, oh my God, I got this pizza and it was badass. You should go try it. It was so freaking good, right? You don't have to be so scripty. Have a conversation, have a real and raw conversation with these people, and think 3 people, you can do this. I promise you. New coach, old coach, veteran coach, whatever you are, you can do this, guys. Keep it up. Keep pushing. It'll be so freaking worth it. Bye, guys.